I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
Not all of them, obviously.
In big trouble, and I don't want to be in big trouble.
Yeah. But then obviously we've been having a tough time because obviously I've moved on and stuff. Giving out this, shoot you know. I said, picked up a glass, and she was like, no.
No, you have to find the right, because she eventually learned that's just a fake threat, you know. Yeah, it's gonna be a challenge, you know.
It's one of them. It's like what's it called? You know, I talk to a lot of people. I'm not even talking. I have to get someone off her skill for her, and I always explain like my daughter. She's going through this phase, very cheeky, and it's like, oh, it's girls.
Yeah,
girls do that when they get to that age. Like she's 13 next year.
13,
bro.
Oh, you got a teenager,
bro. She's in secondary school.
No,
That's why someone said on Twitter the other day, I did my leaving cert in the Vietnam War.
Bro, you know
how old are you, Malik?
I'm 24. I'm 24.
You're 24?
Bro, is that, wait, before you answer, yeah? Is that like a shocker this way or that way? Like you thought I was older or younger?
Yeah, older.
You thought I was older. You see, that's always happened my whole life, but now that I'm actually 24, to me, I'm like adult, you get me? Like just freshly here, you know what I mean? So like, I'm not surprised that you think I'm older, but I'm surprised at the reaction. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, no, because just your wisdom and how you like articulate yourself, like you are way mature beyond your year. I'm shocked. So how old is Travis?
It's 26. Yeah.
He's your older brother?
Yeah. You see that's interesting because like that.
I thought you were his big brother.
Yeah, that narrative has been going around. Like as I've seen like a few people that, like as in shocked at the order of things. You get me? We complement each other well, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my, that is a discovery. I thought that was your younger brother.
Do I look older than I, like, as in...
No, you don't even look, bro, you like the melanin, melanin, yeah.
The height as well.
No, but, KD now, and Smiley.
True.
Even my brothers are taller than me, like.
Okay, I hear it.
That is a discovery.
I'm a wild guy though, you get me?
I know. We'll get into that.
And like I appreciate you, like the compliment, like as in wisdom, because like as in I feel like that's something I've known about myself for a long time. But it's hard because like I said, like only now I'm adult, 24, like you get me?
Yeah.
So like I've been young but wise, which is not fair sometimes. You get me?
And it's that sometimes like I'll say about me, right? I always say this. I feel like when I found out I was having my first kid, I was 18. So that grew me into like I had to go fast to a man.
Yeah.
So you're saying like, see 24, you feel like a man now, because obviously did you like have your childhood and all? And
I had a childhood, very interesting one, raised up here in Ireland. Like
you didn't have to, there are no situations where like, you know, say sometimes a lot of us in our community, we grow up like not two-parent home. Dad's not around or mom's not around. You had to kind of grow up, but you had...
No, my pops is in Nige, my mom was here, so I had to grow up fast. Same situation, like as the... You know, the standard stereotype. Yeah. But my parents are together, if you get me.
No, I get you. There's a lot like that where mum is here or dad's here and whatever. Yeah, it's normal.
So, I say growing up fast was like a necessity, and Nigerian as well. You get me?
Yeah.
Or more, you go pull your weight. You get me? You ain't got a choice.
Yeah, but bro, before we get into it, man, I see you were away. You were where were you? Paris, London?
On Monday.
Yeah.
London,
how was that, man?
Oh, it was beautiful.
How's your week been?
It's always good to jump out to Ireland. You know
yeah.
And I've done the Ballamy. You know, it's like a platform, freestyle platform.
Yeah, I seen that. The guy with the DJ.
Yeah,
I seen that.
The boys, we ate.
Yeah.
Before Ireland.
Yeah. And where's he? Because I'm seeing little snippets of it. Because I don't know if you know Arsenal Fan TV, like the guy that does it, Robbie, he used to be like a reggae guy. Seeing him hop on, I've seen a couple of rappers and all hopping on it. So where's that come out? Like,
you're talking about the
Cruise,
the King's Cross.
That one. Yeah,
that's Lukey and Elo did the thing. Yeah,
right.
Travi and Els.
Yeah.
Keep the aliases.
Yeah,
bro. Me, I'm the worst for any of this stuff, bro. Like,
what's for what?
Like, as in just the scene stuff. Like,
oh,
when I was younger, bro, like everyone used to call me Trevor.
Yeah.
Like, as in, but that's because of Instagram. Like, as in, you know, when you start music or you start podcasting or what, like, your stage name is, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then, like, you start realizing, like, people are calling you that thing because they don't know you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, that's layers. Like, there's layers to, like, your personality now.
Yeah.
But, like, obviously,
it's like me. My name is Goody. Like, that's my government, like, it's Goody. But obviously, my second name is Dongo. So, obviously, with Dongo Productions and stuff like that. So, even when, like, I remember who called me Goody? Bev in work the other day. She called me Goody. I was like, so used to calling me Dongo. It felt weird. Or even sometimes like if Emmy calls me like Dongo, I'm like, bro, call me by my name. You know my name, like,
yeah.
So you know that's weird. It is like I feel like Dongo is like, it's like a character, bro. Do you get me? And I'm learning now. Obviously, at the start, when I first started this, like I have that switch there where I can just turn it off. Yeah. So I used to bring it home. I used to cause problems. You know what I mean?
See?
Yeah.
Imagine though, like look what you just said. It used to bring that home and it caused problems.
Yeah.
But you see that, like, that's the thing about being black is like there's so many layers of identity, bro.
Yeah.
Cause like last Goody Dongo, that's a Congo man as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like bro, the layers.
Can I let you know on a little secret? You probably don't know.
Yeah.
I'm actually born in Nigeria. I swear to God.
God is good. God is great.
I'm actually born in Nigeria, bro. So because obviously I announced my life show today, and so I was obviously I'm on my own, so I have to think of outside the box on how to do things and all, you know. Because obviously you have the boys charge you, where's your head at GT? They're all in trees, so I'm on my own. So obviously I have to have a monologue and all. So what am I gonna do for my monologue? Like, there's this big secret about me. I'm born in Nigeria, no one knows. So I said, I'm gonna have the big reveal. So I said, right, as a selling point for the tickets, I'm like, I have a big secret about myself. Come to the live show and you don't know, blah blah blah. Yeah,
you know only because I use Instagram, but I'll be there, but I'm not there. I mean, babes is the only thing I can focus on.
Yeah.
Nearly, you know what I'm saying? So like, I saw that you did a live show, bro. Big up. I've been waiting for comedy.
Yeah.
You see the scene, like, guys, I've been waiting for comedy.
No, I appreciate that, bro. But the second one's gonna be in March, so hopefully you can come, bro. Yeah. But
first one's when?
The first one was last November. That's when I released the secret, and then obviously this next one here. But yeah, no, I was just there, like, and I was like, right. Obviously, some people know from ends or whatever, and they try to make a laugh or whatever, because obviously Congo and Nigeria have this thing. And I'll get into that in a second. So then obviously, and obviously my ma had me there in Nigeria, bro. Yeah, and then there was obviously an easier route for her to get to Europe, like, you know. So 3 months there, bro. But, yeah, man, Niger man, originally.
I'm Niger.
And then my son, his ma is like, obviously she's mixed, but she's like mixed with like Nigerian Irish. So my son, he has Yoruba names and all, bro.
Okay, Nigerian, Irish, and then Congolese on the
so
other
is
side.
he basically like full
He's
Nigerian?
an African, man.
Yeah.
He's European Africans.
Yeah.
We out here for sure.
Yeah, for 100%. But we're here, bro. Usually my pod, man, we start from the start. But before I get to the start, we'll get to know about you and then just dive into a conversation. What's the story with the props, bro, with the books? Why did you bring in the books?
They're not props, but they're proposals.
Yeah.
So I'm proposing that, like, you see the layers to identity. That's interesting. So obviously my name is Abdul Malik.
Okay.
But I'm a Yoruba man.
Okay, yes.
So Abdul Malik could be an Arabic name, given through like Islam, which would be an Arabic religion. Like as in its like interception with Africans at that stage at time. And then you have like you know when you're in school, you get like I can't pronounce your name, so we're gonna call you this.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So obviously, like I was never that guy to have that. You know what I mean? But when I made my Instagram, I put Malik in, and Malik was gone. I was like, what? Who else is Malik, bro? You get me? I was 13. I didn't clock that. The world is also on this thing. So I tried Malik 543 gone. Malik this gone. I was watching Iron Man, and this is it's so hilarious to me now, because like a lot of things in my life is like it's like an unfolding story. And if you look back, you see how God was like putting his hand on you then. You get me? So I was watching Iron Man 3, I think, and there's a bad guy, the character in it, and his name's the Mandarin. So the whole thing is that he's like some evil terrorist going out here doing madness, but he does, you know what Bin Laden did with the YouTube?
Yeah.
And from a location. So there's a scene where Iron Man intercepts the place that he's in, and he actually finally gets the terrorist. This big bad guy he's been looking for this whole time. And then the terrorist breaks character and he's like, yeah, my name's Trevor. So he's an actor the whole time. But like, as soon as he goes, my name's Trevor, I was there with my Instagram and I wrote Trevor. Not even deep in like, as in what the whole premises of that scene was, you get me? So now my Instagram handle is Trevor. On my Instagram, you know what I mean? So I guess you could say my European name would have been Trevor.
Trevor, yeah.
Although I never had one, it became that in its own way. So now, like, as in back in the day, me and my bro, before we did music or anything, like, we've always been, lit guys, you get me? Like, as in, if you're in any community, like, as in, we're kind of like the guys that, like, people come around, We're good, like, we're opening our doors and, like, because we don't really have community.
Yeah.
So identities, it's always a thing,
Yeah.
So I moved up to Dublin and people don't know me from where I'm from. So they only know my Instagram handle if they meet me. So Trevor starts going around, you get me? And obviously, like, as you're in a new environment, you do new things, you get to meet new people, you get me? You get involved in many things. You get me?
Yeah.
So, like, as that was happening, trying to find myself in my adolescence, I kind of lost myself.
Okay.
But I lost myself under Trevor.
Okay.
Do you get me? Because no one who knows me is in these new environments like that. But everyone who doesn't know me and is only getting to know me as I'm experiencing a city life, you get me? Because I was in the country, I was a country boy, you get me? So then I started to realize, like, as in the difference between those characters, like, as in those personalities. Like, Trevor would be out there in the nighttime doing whatever Malik does when my mom's not around me, you get me? Or when people who know me aren't around me, you get me? So, like you say now, like, as in, what happens in white culture or white society, you get me? It's a bit like whatever you do, you know what I mean? As long as you're okay with the consequences, you get me? So it took me a while going through those phases.
Can I ask you, sorry, so was Trevor, like, you talk about identity, so was Trevor, like, white?
I wouldn't say white because but for sure because I was white, you get me? But I was only white because I've been here for 22 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, but I'm so black that I can't be white.
Yeah, oh.
You know what I mean?
Woo.
Like,
yeah.
Like, as in, like, and like, since I was a youth, it was like made evidently to me that I'm like Yoruba. I'm like like I'm an Af man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember, bro.
Yeah.
But are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm an Af man.
Yeah,
bro.
I love it.
So like, I wore this obviously Adidas. You know what I mean? Old hunters, proper lads. But inside me, like,
African man.
Aye.
Proud African, yeah.
Have to be, bro. Cause I remember, like, my first week in primary school or secondary school when I moved from another part in the country to another small town. I walked in and I was going to school, travelers, black boys, Polish boys, you get me? I'm like middle class or lower class Irish people. And it's hilarious because, like, I thought, oh, the Nigger. Can I say anything on this?
You can say anything on this
platform. I thought the niggers were gonna be at the bottom, bro. The Polish kids were at the bottom. Like, we were stomping. Like, I say we, everyone discriminated. You get me? Racism is a thing, and I love it. Like, we have to just get over it. You get me?
We're gonna get into all that.
We'll get into
we have so much to unpack. We're gonna get into all that.
Bro.
Go on.
Like, so, like, the Polish were here. In fact, there was no level for them. They just weren't respected. You get me? And then, like, then you had, like, your special ed kids. Then you had, like, your lower class blacks. Then you had, because that's everybody, you know what I mean? Like, as in, you're all migrants. Like, even if you're not, you're all migrants, you know what I mean? So, like, you're starting fresh here. So then you have your townie white kids. Oh, no, travelers, just above the Polish, sorry. And then on top of that, you have your white kids, yeah? But white posh kids don't throw hands. You get me? And we were in an all-boys school, like, as in, and hands was... king hands. Anyone who has hands is king. You get me?
So is that where you get your mentality from?
Oh, bro, I definitely get. That's what I'm saying. I definitely get my fighting spirit from my ancestry. You get me?
Right, but obviously it's growing.
But I got to hone it.
Yeah, you got to hone it. It's crazy. No, do you know why I say that to you, right, bro? The first kind of time I encountered with you was, I remember your Instagram. Do you remember that day that someone was following you or something? And then you followed him, you were on your scooter and you hit him a few slaps. Remember on Instagram?
Bro, he stole my scooter.
He stole your scooter, yeah. And you were like, I love that though, because I was like, and I said this on the episode with Emmy. So my podcast is just so awkward because see where we're recording now.
Yeah.
Emmy's episode was out on the Monday, you get me? So I'm watching that. So obviously we're weekly now, but just follow me, right? So back in the day, I don't know what it was like in the countryside, but where we grew up in Tala, white people would be bullying us. Yeah. Robbing our dad's cars.
Same thing.
People's dads be getting a few slaps. Yeah. You couldn't do one. Right? But I said nowadays, these days, none of this, blow your mad. That doesn't work anymore because niggas are sticking up for themselves. You get me? And when I seen that, I was so happy that a young black lad isn't letting a fella getting pushed around. Because I remember like, you're walking through an estate. People have, I see niggas getting chased, bro. Yeah. Do you get me?
Yeah, it was a tradition.
Proper bullying, tradition. Do you get me, bro? You're not trying to do that now, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because you'll find out.
We're international
fast.
We're international.
But you know the culture that I love is London, bro. London and America. See the way like white people, they want to say the N word, or they be like, oh, look at you and your that friend, look at that tan, you're like a little like you used to go up with that, or touching your hair and all. You would not try that shit in London, bro.
Curious about the monkey.
You'll be smart. Do you get me? you'd be smacked up. And I'm glad that attitude it's creeping over here now.
You see, but it's their fault, you know.
Not to incite violence, because obviously we don't want to be inciting violence. I have fucking children. I'm an older as well. But at the same time, though, I'm a big advocate of don't fucking touch me.
Respect,
bro. Do you get me?
Yeah. No. See, I say what it is like, as in, that's a result of years of like. His older brother was bullied by, like you said, like their father was slapped.
Yeah.
Their older brother was bullied. This person was taken or said this, and like they're watching this. You know what I'm saying? So like they have to make it like as what the white oppressor, I'll say, because not all white people are oppressors. Yeah. But all white people, they're part of a system that oppresses blacks and whoever else. I'm black, so let me focus on mine. But what they don't realize is like. The spirit God put us is a spirit of adapting. It's like a resilient spirit. There's nothing you can do. HIV, they created it to try get us. And the gays, okay? Ebola. There's many things they've tried. Slavery, like a lot of things, but...
For me, COVID, brother.
COVID, whatever it is. Somehow we're still here, and each time passes, we're kind of stronger. More resilient, and... even comfortable. I don't understand where we get the comfort from. You get me? Like, as in, it's as if we trust God or what's been keeping us so much that it's like, I don't really need to watch this anymore. You get me? And I feel like that's probably where I come in, because I don't like that comfort that we have. You get me? Because when I walked into primary school, like I'm like as in secondary school. Oh no, primary school. Yeah. See, this is the thing about primary school for me. It didn't like my primary school was so rough. That until I went to my secondary school, I didn't know soft people existed. Do you know what I'm saying?
Wow. So every day was like a constant battle, was it? Constant
fight? Bro, people hiding in bushes, jumping at you. Like I grew up with travelers and boys who like older brother just killed someone for €50. You know what I'm saying? In the small town. So like even if you get in a fight with one of them, know that like they all know where you live, and it's a situation forever. You get me? So like you just have to like you have to adapt. Am I gonna just die? Do you know what I mean? So adaptation is something that like as in like us Negroes are very, very akin to like, and like that's why I keep saying racism, like I love it, because when I walked into that class, the first thing I said to everybody, I didn't know anyone there, but first thing I said to everybody, and I don't know why, I was like 6, 7, I said to them, anyone says the N-word, black or white, you're getting it. And I sat down. And bro, like I stuck by it, because like it's not about violence, bro. It's like, I don't believe that black people even respect themselves, because for what our ancestors have done, for it to be night tracksuits, bad bees, Birkins, Dubai holidays, and all that kind of stuff, I feel like everyone's a waste man. Do you know what I mean?
Whoa, like, elaborate on that, bro.
Because
what do you feel like we're failing them?
We're too giddy to get the reward we haven't deserved yet. You get me? Like the job ain't finished. You get me? We ain't crossed the finish line yet. Like economically. Like we're lacking. Spiritually, we're lacking. You hear me? Like family dynamics, we're lacking. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then like respect from other races, we're lacking because of the things we do to ourselves and amongst ourselves, how we trade. But you can't blame that on us. But you look at where we've come from, because you know what I didn't clock. Okay, the black market is black people. Do you understand? Like the black market exists as a result of slavery. Slavery, the legal market exists as a result of slavery. Like the first stock on like the markets was black bodies. You get me? A bond. You get me? So bondage. You see what I'm saying? So for us to then have to enter these environments and compete levelly, like as in over the period of time that's passed, and we thrive and we do it great, but for some reason we want it from the white hand, because obviously we know like you're not allowed ownership right now, which is blessed. Like as in ownership has been something like in the black community that's shown upon. It's like, do black people even support black stuff?
No,
they do. I think what it is it's always a result of like acceptance. We accept all these things as if they're permanent truths. You get me?
I hear you, but you see, let me give you an example. Ashake came here, October. Were you there?
No.
Right, so I was there. Brother, they condensed that Tree Arena to bits.
To push,
to make it not look like whatever, because obviously, bro, like, even at these, I remember, I don't know if it was John or whatever, we have these conversations, when Dave and all come, who's the majority there? It's white people.
White. We're in a majority white country, you know what I'm saying?
No, but I get it. Yeah. But like, I don't know,
economically as well, black people shouldn't be thinking about concerts. I mean, you get me? You see what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know, man.
I feel like if you were to say there's a book club, a black book club that was opened, and 0 people showed up, I'd have a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause like I'm talking about like ownership for things that like, cause like when it comes to these conversations, the thing we're always fast to do is urban culture. You get me? But we don't even have the structure yet, like the traditional old structure. Like someone who owns a hair salon, a food shop, a church, you get me? Like the little town, you know, the little town, the necessities for the community. Once we have all those, then we can start doing like the entertainment and the, you know what I mean?
So are you kind of talking how like they say about like the Asian community move, how the Jews move, how the bleeding, who else can I say, the Chinese not move. We need to start moving more like that.
We already do. We're African. In fact, we move like that the most.
Okay.
But my thing is like in these environments, like when you're Manolas. I saw the thing earlier. You said Manolas. So what we call them Oimbo.
Mundeles. Yeah.
So when you're in these environments, it's Guinea.
No, I said thanks, Katie. Go on, sorry.
You couldn't catch what I was saying now. No. When you're in these environments, what happens is, mum, Aaron just got like the new Nike thing. You get me? Like, your mom's giving you slippers she just brought from Nigeria. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want ours. I want theirs.
Yeah.
So how can you build upon yours when you don't even have an interest in yours? You get me? So like, hence the traditional way.
Yeah.
Because like, it's like Chinese people assimilate well. All other cultures assimilate well because like, they're like what white culture is offered is like a platform for all other cultures to come upon and be existing with each other while the white people tax, you get me, the movement upon the service of that, like what you call a shopping market or whatever, because the English went around the world and taught everybody English by fire by force, you get me, under the sword.
Yes.
So like I appreciate it because now we can all compete with each other. And we can see what happens when we all compete with each other, whether equally or not, as long as we work in our teams. You see?
Yeah.
Black people have a problem with our team. And it's ego, like, as in, because who's leader, who's leg, who's this, who's that. We have, like, because everybody has the potential of being any one of those, like, positions or roles. That's how excellent we all are, if you get me. But the organization just needs to, like, it needs to day now, you get me? Because we're at the finish line. We haven't crossed the finish line to be enjoying Dubai and all the rest of it. Because what you'll realize when you cross that finish line is that nothing you've ever experienced is compared to what God has truly given us. You get me? Like what we truly inherit as part of earth compared to all other nations, it's not compared. Like you can't compare it, you know? But obviously there are things that hold us back from being allowed to enjoy the fruits of our land and our labor, which is beautiful because God said in the Bible anyway. So it's not anything that we shouldn't expect, know, understand, and progress with. You get me? Do you
know what, Malik? I was coming here today. I was like, the level of intellect you have,
bro, I promise you,
is for me. Obviously, look, you talked about where you've, and I'm kind of interested in like what part of the country you grew up in, but I grew up in a council estate, bro. I'm like, the level of intellect this nigga has, bro. I'm gonna have to really listen to him and really like get this conversation going. But I'm interested though, yeah, because obviously you're speaking to a lot of people, and when you say like, you know, we're not at the finish line and we're not done yet, obviously, because I always say it, and I champion. I'm not just gonna change my opinion because you're here. I do champion it when I see black people. Dubai, even people going to Atlanta, Brazil.
Everywhere.
The lads are fresh, they're in the cars, the watches, blah, blah. So
struggling.
For me, I'm like, you're working hard. So long as you're working hard, you're not rubbing on anyone, you're not doing nothing, clap for
enjoy
you. Right?
Yourself.
But you're looking the other way where it's like, boys, what you're doing, like, it's bigger than that, you get me?
It's way bigger.
But if a person turned around to you and said, but I'm earning my money, I don't really care for all that. Like, this is what we worked hard for, done me masters, got me degrees and all. What do you say to a person that says that I earned this? What are you talking about?
What's life for?
What's life for?
What's life for? Like if life was about like, because those things have been given to you by white daddy. You know what I mean? Donald Trump gave you all those things. You know what I'm saying? Capitalism. You know what I mean? Like the enslaving of your people now gave you that 9 to 5. Now gave you that fast car. Now gave you get me? All those things like as in are a pressure off the pressure valve. Because black slaves had to be inventive to remove the manual labor and the yoke on their neck. You get me? So 9 to 5 is like white master, let's schedule it. You get me? A fast car is white master, that car is too heavy for me to drag on the field. You get me? What else? Being allowed a relationship is white master. I'm tired of clarting your slave wife behind your back and getting killed for it. You get me? Like being let out of all those situations into a environment where we're like monitored and allowed to grow into like a petri dish until they have to come and harvest again. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because like it's always a harvesting. Like as in, it's a consistent culling of our people that we're not ever interested in. You get me? It's like, oh yeah, you know, niggas die every day. You know what I'm saying? But why? Like, as in, like, and why can't we have autonomy, bro? Like, imagine the things I'm saying, like, for them to still exist, everyone be like 2024. If I hear tomorrow isn't an exception from yesterday, bro. Like, every day, the sun rise, the sun go down, the moon rise. So there's consistency in things, you get me? So if it's that, like, we're in 2024 and you can still feel an inkling of all these things, then know that, like, these things are, you know? Not that they existed before, and now you're exempt from it. I feel like the comfort they've given us now is the reason we're not going to cross that finish line, if we will cross that finish line.
No, I hear you.
It's ordained. It's ordained. But you see what I'm saying?
So that goes to my. Obviously, I wanted to talk about it a little bit later, but we can get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 71 of my Road to 100. Obviously, I have a Road to 100 series team that I'm doing. Be 100 episodes by next year, by God's grace. Amen. We got the good brother Malik, as you see, very, very intellectual. I'm here, I'm learning a lot, bro.
I'm learning from you.
Fair play to you. So, no, there was one day, so I'm on Instagram late in the morning. I remember I sent you a VN, right? Because you were talking about, you had a big long story, and you were talking about how you don't like work corporate and all that. You work with your ma, which is the mama she, yeah?
Yeah.
And I found that very like interesting. Like is that still your full time? Yeah,
it's full time.
Right. So what is that to what you were saying? Is like we need to build here. I'm not working for you. Like you know, like it's kind of like not putting words in your mouth, but how I'm interpreting is like I'm not. Basically, you're probably looking at it in the sense of like slavery type of thing, is it? So what is the reason why you don't work like the normal corporate job where you have your masters, don't you? You have your degrees. Yeah. But why did you decide to go this route?
What's ownership? You get me? Like, as in, I could loan you shoes.
Yeah.
But when that contract is up, it's back to me.
Back to me, yeah.
Now, imagine I loaned you shoes for 5 years and the only shoes you ever had. And that contract come up now. You have to go walk with your bare feet to find another pair of shoes. And maybe, like, by the time your dusty-ass feet enter the next office to get a pair of shoes from them, they're looking at you from a very high position. And you're bargaining chips to get the freshest crepes are very, you know what I mean? They're not there anymore. Because, like, so basically what you're doing working a 9 to 5 is, like, there's nothing wrong with 9 to 5. I always, like, this is what I say to all my people, yeah? Go into all of the workplaces. Go and do everything. Soak up the skills, because skills are what you need. Yeah. College, everything is about skills. Things you can carry in your consciousness and apply anywhere on God's green earth. You get me? You're a valuable person. You get me? But if Facebook, if Google offer you kinship, family, you get me? Because like, you're going in there, you get more than just skills, you get me? Now you're aligned with paying your tax on a regular, doing this way and that way, do you know what I mean? Like, as in, and being part of that culture, because I think it's culture more so. Because what happens with those guys who get real corporate is they could be, may as well be my guy, Oron Johnny, you know what I mean, down the road, you get me? Like, they're basically assimilated nicely into white culture to a position where it wouldn't benefit them to fight for black culture and for black ownership, you get me? Because that's a competition against their new family. Do you see what I'm saying? So, like, if somebody enters those environments though and takes the skills from that environment, maybe offers the company 7 years of their life, and instead of looking for a new company to give you a new pair of shoes, because you were working in a place where they made shoes, now this time you create crepes yourself. Now that's a different journey, you know, because what then that relies is like, as in, it needs a community, it needs people around it for it to thrive. So, but once it's yours, you can offer it to your people. You get me? And when you can offer it to your people, you can also offer them the skills from the base of how to create this. You get me? So like the problem with us is like, there's no problem with 9 to 5. Everybody, and like it's immediate. Like you can't argue it. Like, as in, my mom works. My mom doesn't just do. I mean, my mom works. Like, as in, she's been working. She's a social worker. She's been a social worker since like we've come to this country.
Yeah, class. Fair play to her. She's a top woman. Obviously, we connected with the football last year. You guys did that. She's top, man. Fair play to her. And obviously, you said you wanted her to come on, innit?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that towards the end. But no, I just found it interesting, bro, because, like you're saying, bro, I'm in a 9 to 5, right? And I'll say I don't give a rats, I don't give a bollocks, bro.
Yeah.
I was saying, I was talking to someone after work that I know that he's in marketing. He's a head of marketing. I know him. And I'm just like, I'd be in there doing this business more than I'm doing work.
Yeah.
Flat out. I'm on you know Ash, don't you?
Yeah.
She's delighted you're coming on. Shout out Ash. So I'm talking to Ash, I'm like, right, has KD sent the episode, and then we're doing this for the live show, and I'm working on my craft here. That's just the machine that's kind of funding this, you know what I mean, and helping out the kids, paying for me car and all. I don't give a bollocks. But
But why are you in the 9 to 5 place doing dongo stuff? Because what is it about when you're speaking on a mic? What is it about? So what's life for?
Me,
your spirit, you have to fulfill it.
I'm fulfilled doing this.
Okay, so you know what I'm saying? So what is life for? Your spirit is on it. You have to fulfill your spirit.
Yeah, man.
You get me?
Do you get me?
So if you can't do that, because like, what's stacking shelves for someone else? You get me? Nothing wrong with it.
Making someone else a millionaire, bro. You're getting peanuts.
Which is still fine.
Yeah.
But if you can stack those shelves within like in an environment that's yours, that you can like claim a sense of ownership. Like if because for us as Irish, Afro-Irish, whatever you want to call us, you get me?
Nubian Irish,
you get me?
Yeah.
For us, it's like, it's a new thing. I think we're in a position like the world probably fears. You get me? Because it's probably the first place where Black, White, Asian, Chinese, Indian, all of them are going to be able to live in symbiosis. You get me? And you'll see that those artificial problems in America and the UK are artificial, like, as in, they're made from top down, you know? They don't exist amongst people, like, as in, or else it benefits someone in the long run. You get me? So like, I just believe that like when it comes to like sovereignty, ownership, culture, heritage, you have all these things already. So you don't need to step outside of your environment, or else you're looking to gain skills. You get me? From where you can't get it. You get me? But like I said, Black and Irish, don't like that word really. Like, as in, I prefer like Irish, Nubian Irish, because Black is an interesting word. Like, like, we'll get into that one in a second.
Yeah.
But for us, it's gonna be a progressing stage. So no one should feel guilty that they're in a 9 to 5. Better that than in a situation that you're making illegal money, teaching your people in your environment in legal black market. You get me? Because before, we were like trading within legal markets, like as a second-class citizen. Before, we were only, it's anything you can do. If you go to Nigeria, you'll see Nigerian people. This is why I love being Nigerian. There's nothing you can't do when it comes to being Nigerian. You can always make money off anything, But it takes an attentive mind to see the opportunity between like here and here. Yeah, I mean, how do you middleman yourself when these two guys are already coming together? You get me? So you have to be able to time interception, you know? So like, to be able to create wealth that way, I think, as in, is or has been something that black people were forced to do, like black market. So like, it could be drugs, it could be prostitution, it could be like, as in, these are things that our parents and their grandparents. Yeah, I mean, these are the things, like, as in, like, because when you talk about colonialism, or you talk about slavery, or talk about these things, everyone says it as if like it's just a word. That word has so much depth.
So much depth, bro.
So much depth in it.
Madness to
and you
it,
see,
bro.
that kid that walked into that primary school and said, if anyone says the N-word, I didn't even know what the N-word, but that's how deep that goes. It was literally, it's in me. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you this? Because there's two reasons why you're the perfect guest today for these reasons, right? There's a girl in my job where, when that stuff happened with, what was your man, the Total Vintage stuff?
Yeah.
What was the culture night?
Yeah.
So obviously I was giving out about it because listen, I see myself, I've dumbed it down a bit now because obviously I'm not as loud as I used to be and I'm just trying to like have better conversations or whatever. But when I first came in and started doing podding, like that's why I had like your man fucking, I don't want to say code names in case you don't know, but Fabu D had him up here, cooked him, right? Over the whole like, you know, the jokes he used to make. And obviously people then, do you know what was weird about that?
Yeah.
People started then attacking me. It's like, but Dongo, like, you know, this is how he makes his money, white people are laughing, blah, blah. And they were coming for me type of thing. But I'm like, for me, I'm not going to ridicule my own people for the sake of Mundilla's laughing at us, bro. Do you know what I mean? I'm never going to do that. Do you know what I mean, bro?
You're not blackfacing.
No, I'm not doing that, bro.
Yeah.
So obviously, I saw myself as a bit of a freedom for it. I even came out, I had my brother Sean up here. He wasn't really getting an opportunity football-wise, and you go up with nepotism. Do you get me? Like, obviously, managers are picking their mates, they're picking themselves, I remember even playing, like, Shelbourne.
You see why ownership's important? You see why ownership is important?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
easier to pick someone who looks like you.
So
it's easier to pick.
I've always been that. So obviously, when that was happening, the girl was like, listen, what's the point in, like, the pro... Like, remember I told her, like, what we were doing. Remember we got meetings and all. And she was like, what's the point in all that and all? Like, you know... What's the point in fighting for it and all? Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna change. Blah blah blah. Yeah, bro.
Imagine, look, our black queens are even
giving up on the fight. This is what I'm saying, bro.
But like, that's it. Like, who is at fault? All you black man, yeah. Let me say it again. All you Nubian men, you need to fix up, bro.
This guy,
your testosterone is lacking, bro. Everyone's a bit too scared, bro. Cause like, what really caught me was when the gays came, bro. The way black people ran away from the gays scared me, bro. Do you see what I'm saying?
Wait, where you going with this?
No, because like, gay people hijacked the civil rights from us. You get me?
Okay.
Like, as in, during George Floyd died, Ireland, I stepped outside. I was like, you get me? That shit was a whole psyop, bro. Yeah, R.I.P. my guy, but he was not a good guy. You get me?
Right.
The whole thing was a psyop. You get me? Like, white liberals giving us something to make us. They make money off our pain. How many people do you think? You know what I'm saying? So. But after all of it, yeah, because I stepped outside, I looked in Dublin City and I saw a flood of people, bro. I was like, what the fuck? White people care about us.
Oh, the protest?
I cried.
I was there, bro. I was there. I cried. From O'Connell Street all the way down to the American
Embassy. I didn't cry because of George, bro. I cried because I saw so many punters and white boys outside. I was like, Jace, boy, why have I been crying about it? It's over. I thought that was the coming of Christ. You get me? Like, oh God, bro. I looked around, bro.
That's a clip. That's a fucking clip.
I looked around and I was like, it's done. Yeah. Like, there's no more doubt, like, whether or not they're good or bad. You know what I mean? Like, this here for me was enough. You know what I'm saying? You're standing with us, like, in solidarity in Ireland. Like, there's only probably 3 black fellas here. Like, you guys care enough to bring the whole nation on the streets. I said, yo, pa. You know what I'm saying? And then the whole thing played out. And I was like, oh, jeez, boys, we're emotional. You get me? And our men, like, as in, and that's just because we didn't have popses in the crib. Like, dad would have told you, yo, sit back, bro, relax. People shout about things every day. You know what I'm saying? But we're all mommy's boys.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Mama, I'm my mom's boy, you get me? We're emotional, we're emotional. So we're quick to do things, you know what I mean? These guys are fighting for us. Only for them to give the majority of that money, although the people that did it were black homosexuals, the majority of the money went towards transgender, like, you get me, and black, and gay, black stuff. It didn't come to the community. So, like, with everything that happens, they always use our pain to stir a capital pot, which creates lucrative, because black people create wealth, you get me? So it creates this lucrative opportunity. But we seem to always miss out on the change, you get me? And that's when I was like, oh, okay, like, as in, because it was interesting for me, like, the reason I said the gays actually scared us black men. I'm not against gay people, bro.
You don't need to say that, bro.
Oh, no. Yeah. Like, believe me.
I get you, like, but...
no, I'm not saying that because of camera.
I'm
saying that for any gay human being.
Yeah. No, but we know, because there always has to be, like, what's the word? Please, English. disclaimer when you're talking.
Elaborating,
Why?
No, but because like I said, Trevor was in my name.
Yeah.
But on face value, you can only take what you see.
I hear it.
So it's easy for anyone to like,
yeah.
you get me? Like, I'd have to explain my whole relationships with them for them to. I definitely have a beef with the gay community, bro. Like a huge one, bro. Like I was in what's it called? What's that thing called? Workman's, bro. With my boy Liam Harris. Shout out my producer.
Big
bro.
producer.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Liam Harris, shout out, man.
Don't big him up for this, bro. He wasn't there for man. He wasn't there for man. Don't go. What I'm about to tell you is about to shake.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I walk into this club, yeah?
Yeah.
And I see one blonde thing in the corner. I'm like, oi.
Let's go.
Calm. Me and Liam go upstairs. Chilling upstairs, getting drinks. Calm. Come back downstairs. I see her and her friends, and I'm like, I look in the room, and you know when it's like a bit alternative. Like, you got people with blue hair, you got people with like, yeah, I mean, but then you got the man them too. So it's like a mixture of earth inside the place. So I was like, oh, this is one of them nights where like everyone's just on vibes together, calm, whatever. Went up to the girl, and like, as in, I'm chatting to her, and she comes up to me, and she's like coming with me, but she starts pushing me like away from light into darkness. And I was like, like girls these days are on it. Yeah?
Wait, where we going with this?
Yeah.
Go on.
I got a beef with the gays, bro.
Oh my days, go ahead, bro.
Because that should not be allowed, man.
Yeah, no, fly out.
No.
Fly out, bro.
Aye, so I'm holding this thing, yeah? No, bro. I'm holding this thing and I'm chatting to her. I'm like, yes, where'd you say you're from? And I heard something that didn't resonate with me the way usually. You know what I'm saying? Then I was like, and I felt leg was feeling a bit tense.
Yeah.
You get me?
Oh, shit.
And I was like, wagwan. Then I looked at her and I go, she's about to kiss me, like tongue like on my, like, you get me, bro? May as well be my first homosexual experience, bro. I then pushed her and I go, wait. Where'd you say you're from again? And she goes, he goes, oh, you know. I said, I know what. And you see, at this stage, remember that kid who came into the class and said, anyone who says the N-word, bro, that kid started rising up. And I was like, know what? And then she goes, my secret. I just looked, as I'm looking at it with my eyes, still the youngest girl in the room. You see what I'm saying? Then I just looked, and the young boy who just sparks started rising up, and I had to hold it back, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Because I knew, I was like, when these things happen to me, bro, because I promise you, my life's not real, bro. My life's not real. My day-to-day, from the day I wake up to from the like hours I wake up to the hours I sleep, none of my days have ever been normal. You know what I'm saying? Like miracles popping left, right, and center, lessons from God, everything, never been normal. So like, I was rising and I was like, nah, psyop, the devil sent you out. So I just, like, that's how I deal with things when I'm about to just start losing it, you get me? So I was like, I didn't even know which way to walk, grabbed Liam, yo, let's cut. As soon as we exit the nightclub, I started getting sick. I just started throwing up. Liam's like, what's going on, bro? I was like, that was a dude, bro. And Liam's there like, and as soon as Liam starts doing,
oh shit, man. That's an experience and a half, bro.
It hasn't finished though.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Right?
Go ahead, bro.
So I looked at Liam as he's doing up this, and as I looked at him, I was like, you didn't eat, bro. You're not my bro. Let's go, bro. Like, as in, like, now Liam's suspect to me. You get me? So we walk down the road, go to another nightclub, yeah, and bro, like the finest blonde Swedish thing. Shout out to this one, bro. Just approached me, yeah, and now I'm a bit like, brain's fucked.
Yeah.
So then I was like, wow, imagine that you could even like get to that point, like, as because I never thought, like, before, like, I don't have a problem with any of these things. You know what I mean? You're all doing your thing where you are, you get me? Everyone's living life, bless. If you're even beside me, do your thing. But when, like, the fact that, like, I'm sure she knew I wasn't gay, you get me? I'm sure, because you know what, like, what's funny? He laughed in my face after I said to him, like, are you serious? Like, I felt violated, you get me? And he was laughing in my face.
No.
And it's a guy, bro.
Yeah.
Think about it, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So, like, logically, anywhere else, I would have just sparked that person.
Fly out.
Left. Bump into this beautiful Swedish thing inside this other club, yeah? Hitting it off with her. I have to ask her, are you a man?
Oh,
I'm not lying. I straight up asked her, like, she's beautiful. I asked her, man, I'm traumatized.
I heard it.
10 seconds ago.
Yeah, I heard it, bro.
10 seconds ago.
I hear it, man.
She goes, no, man, what kind of question is that? I go, Liam, tell her what happened. Liam tells her what happened, yeah? That's the thing about me, like, as in, I know some other man, yeah? This is why when that, he kissed me, I said to myself, like, Shaitan send the spy, you get me? Cause I know some other guys would not be able to go tell people what just happened. And imagine someone took a photo of that. Imagine someone, you get me? And now they're gonna go around like as in like, and you can be so cornered that, oh no, shy, yeah. So you have to just like be who you are and be transparent with life, bro. You get me?
Yeah.
So then she found it funny. I was thinking I'm sharing shame right now, you get me? She found it funny, kicked it off. End of the night, me and her going back to mine on the bus. Guess who was on the bus in front of us?
The he
she
Christ.
was there, yeah, right in front of us, right beside us, like, and like, it's looking back at me with the girl. I keep almost saying her name, but I keep forgetting there's a camera there. And then I just smiled, put my thumbs up. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I was like, how are you on the bus with me home? Do you know what I mean? First time I ever met you, nightclub, you tried to rape me, basically. and think about that, bro. You hear me? A bit mad. And then now I'm coming back with this beautiful blonde girl, you know what I mean, authentic, and you're looking back at me. So God, full circle, in less than like what, 3 hours, all of that. So like, as in like, that's where my beef with, because like my thing is like, it's kind of identity. Like if I went to the airport, bro, with a wig, a ting, glasses on, and I don't look like my passport, these men are gonna start giving me fuss and trouble. You get me? Just basic stuff, bro. Like identity is like who you are, and I don't think it's something that we should play or take so lightly, bro. Because I know if that was to have happened when I was 16, I would have abused that person, and I would have been in a situation then. Do you know what I'm saying? Imagine maybe arrested, maybe face 3 years or something for the kind of assault that would
assault charge. Yeah.
So like these conversations, like, because if they are allowed to do that. That's what you guys have chosen. You get me? That's fine. But there should be measures, you get me? To make sure everybody involved in these environments are protected. Which they're children, you get me? When we're talking about children going into nightclubs and like, bro, do you know the kind of skitting and like proper slagging I got for the 2 weeks afterwards because I told the boys.
100%.
If we were in secondary school and that happened.
Off, bro.
If we were in secondary school and that happened, I could kill myself about that.
100%.
So the things
100%.
we're risking these kids to, are like the kids that are coming like now, it's wild if we don't actually just start to, you get me, like look at things as they are. You get me? I don't think there's a problem with anything, bro. Slavery, let's look at it as it is. Racism, let's look at it as it is. The lack of leadership in black communities, the gay conversation in black communities. Let's look at it. You get me? I feel like all these taboo subjects are the cause of why we're not prospering. You get me? You're allowing things that can be so like resolved to exist in ways of in utter confusion for what who are you trying to confuse apart from the children? Because all the adults may get it, but like I promise you, the kids don't. The kids will just go.
I had this conversation in the season 7. Mukhtar was here with Cav, and I had this conversation. So see, with kids, then you talk about kids. Obviously, I have 2 young children, right? And I remember, I'll say this openly. I said, like I said, it's if I speak with my ex. So I come home from work one day or gym. I don't know where I was, and do you know RuPaul's Drag Race?
The show on Netflix.
Show on Netflix. My daughter was 6 at the time. Was sitting watching that.
Yeah.
And I remember saying to her, "The fuck you doing?"
Yeah.
And like you, again, we're doing disclaimer. Oh, you don't give a rat's what these men are doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't care where you're putting your dick.
Yeah.
Someone's up someone's arse, some up whatever. Do your thing, bro.
In wood, anything.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do your thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Do your thing.
You pick your nose and you eat it.
Right? So, bro was like, I don't want my 6-year-old, you know what I mean? And then some people look at that and be like, oh, look at you, you're being, no, you're not being nothing. We grew up in strong African households, right? And I can tell you, whoever's watching, this stuff doesn't run.
Not only does it run, parental guidance is
it's
choosing
mental,
what goes
right?
into their child.
Yeah, to them, it's wrong, it's this, it's whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But look at me today.
You're accepting.
I'm not going to turn around and say, oh, I have gay friends. And no, but I work with people who are gay. I've I've been on football teams where people have come out obviously after like gay or whatever. It is what it is. Anyone that can come in here, you can be part of my team. You can be gay or you can be manager. I can talk to someone like this. We're having a conversation. I don't give a bollocks. I don't have a bad like bone in my body where I'm discriminating against anybody. Do you get what I'm
That's
trying
an
to say?
African man.
Exactly. And what I teach my daughter, and when my son gets older, he has understanding is just love and respect everybody.
And yourself first and foremost.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
Do you get me? But I don't agree with like
this forced narrative.
The only problem I would have with this whole thing is the narrative of like it has to be in your fucking face to the point where it's going to the schools, bro. Now, Mukhtar educated me and told me in Ireland it's not. They're not teaching it in Ireland, but in America it is.
Yeah.
But I know Ireland is follow.
Yeah.
Soon it's going to be in the books in the schools.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean, bro?
I think with the homosexual community, I think there's like, because the thing about me is like I speak to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Not only do I speak to everybody, I really give everybody a piece of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause that's how you can enjoy life best. You get me? When you can just like realize,
be authentically yourself, bro. That's why, bro, I walk in the room, bro. I know I get called loud all the time. Shout out Jessica always calls me
it's
loud.
the African thing though.
Yeah, but like for me, when I walk in the room, I like, this is what I love, like you talk a lot about community. I spoke to Zeta yesterday, I spoke to Sella, I spoke to Ness. I didn't grow up with these people.
Yeah.
I met all these people through me being, if I speak.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
And it was just the conversation I had with Cello, Ness, Zeta. It was just like, I love you people, because obviously I'm going through some stress, like just a little bit of head loss, but not to the point where like I'm not focused. I'm focused. Obviously, life show and all, I'm focused. But that reinvigorated me. It was like, you know what? Just keep focusing on your business, bro. Do you know what I mean? And just focus on this, and you'll get over that. I'm gonna go back to the gym soon as well, and I'm just like, I love this community, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just
resilient workers,
yeah, man.
getting it
and they're
done,
all
pushing.
just great people, bro. And that's like, I when I'm around these people, I just give my all to these people.
There you go.
When the first time we met, it's love. When I met your brother and I meet people, I'm gonna be myself, bro. Do you get me? That's how you connect. You try and be the stush guy and the kill one. Niggas come over to you. That's what we do as well. That's
you miss opportunities. Remember what I said? Nigerians always. How can you take an opportunity if you've chosen the position?
Yeah.
You get me? Like, what if the position you chose is here, but all the opportunities are here?
See, the thing that you don't like about Nick, and I appreciate that, I do, and I hear you what you're saying, especially when you're like, we're not finished yet, focus on other things, and I'm building, I love that. The thing I don't like about was just on the point of like giving yourself to people. What I hate about our community, about niggas, we talk about support. We always want to be the first one.
Yeah.
Or the only one.
The only one.
The guy, because I'm talking to an artist, we'll talk off camera, that is kind of going through that right now, where he feels like, you know, obviously at one point he was here, now he's kind of like not really doing that, and niggas aren't around now anymore, where he is about like bringing people together. And then this thing of like, when you do see a black man doing well, you're not going to champion him because you're not doing well. That's the thing I don't like about our thing, bro. See, I see with your brother, sorry, I'll ask you and your brother with your music, right? I know obviously now the boys at L's are flying, but you feel like you've been supported by the black man?
See, my thing, like me personally.
You personally?
Like my music personally.
Music or whatever you're trying to do?
I'll say yes. Yeah,
okay.
Because the people who listen to me are here. You get me?
Okay.
So like, because like, if you ever listen to Where I Buy It, I'm messaging. Okay. You get me? I'm like rapping real time. I'm not rapping like scene or like Nike Air Fits or TikTok. I'm not doing that. Yeah. I'm like, because at the end of the day, like I said, authenticity or ownership or sovereignty, all those things are accumulated from your origin point. So for me to be able to do music, I have to do life. You get me? So my music has to like actually be where I'm at. So I'm okay with the look that I'm not successful in the music scene, because I'm not successful in life fully yet as a matter of my circumstances. But I grab those things and I craft with them. That's my art. That's life. So those who are seeing my music now and I have appreciated it now, that's enough for me. You get me? Because those guys they'll be the ones who were there at the start. You get me? And then the rest of them, because like I know me, bro. And like I know like if you listen to my music, it's not denying that your bro's hired. You get me? So it's not. It's how much am I putting into all those other factors, promotion. You know what I mean? Those other things, like trying to be around certain people, trying to like music scene it. I don't want charts. I don't want a Grammy. I don't know. I'm not interested in Hollywood at all. I'm not even interested in the title of a rapper, bro. Like what I am, you haven't seen before. You get me? So measuring that until I die doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and realistically, no one gets paid off music, bro. So that's a broke man's, like, you know what I mean? That's a broke man's bid. You know what I'm saying?
That's what Smiley said as well. He said he doesn't want to be called a creative because he hears the word creative.
You got these men are 50 dancing on stages, bro. I don't want to be. See, I don't want to be the boy black man. I'm a man now.
Yeah.
I've been itching to be this since I was a boy.
Yeah.
Cause like I didn't think they'd allow me to. You get me? I thought I was gonna die at 16.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's deep. Well, why'd you have that thought process at 16?
Circumstances, life, bro. Like as in like you know Boondocks, bro. Really bando babies, bro. Like as in like just because we were in the boonies, we're in the sticks, and if your pops isn't in the country, your mom raised you right, but your mom's not always around. Now, when your mom's not around, whose guidance are you under? Ireland, Irish society, you get me? And like, if you look in Irish society, like those who can even be beside blacks usually are lower class. Now, look into lower class society, the things that happen there, you have a lot of like perversion, rape, murder, assaults, drugs, you get me? And all these things like as in the adult culture, but those things ripple effect into the kids, you get me? Because like you said, like a young traveler look at his father and tell him, shut the fuck up, you're stupid, John. And I'll be there like, the same way you're like looking at your daughter, like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In fact, his dad might sing this thing, you might duck it and try to punch his dad back.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm talking about an 8-year-old, you get me?
Yeah.
So like, me and the boys going into the field and smoking weed, 12 years old, drinking, you know what I'm saying, doing mad stuff like as in that. I know if my mother wasn't in her 9 to 5 right now, and I wouldn't have partaken because I am not them. You get me? I am me. But because when no one's around and you're in these environments, you're going to adapt to the environment. You get me?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of lost my thought process on how we got there. Yeah.
What did I ask you again? I do that as well when you're talking, bro. What did I ask you? Hey, Nzambi. Yeah.
16.
Thank you, KD, again.
So in a Thai, or in any of those small towns where it's dog eat dogs, it's always about who's willing to do what to the furthest. You get me? And like at that stage, not growing up with my pops around, I didn't idol myself as a black man in the future. I role modeled myself as a black scumbag. You see what I'm saying? Like, because the only people like as in that we had to look at or respect were the boys who were like this, the black boys who were like this and didn't listen to their mums. You know what I'm saying? They were the ones who had the cars. But we didn't, like, when I was younger, I didn't know how he got the car, how he got the new Xbox, how we had a guy named Black Paddy. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And he wasn't a joke, bro. He was not a joke. Like, as in, I remember one time, like, as in, I was walking home from school and I saw, like, a load of travelers hop off the train from Carlo, because Carlo and Ty used to have beef when I was younger. And they jumped Paddy. They were beating him. Paddy stood up after these guys beat him, went into his car, grabbed a load of pills, threw them in his mouth, walked back around the corner, picked up one stupid, like, little wrench from the side of his car, head bleeding, split open, chased these guys afterwards and starts beating them.
Jesus.
And I was like, I looked at, like, you look at those kind of things, and, like, that's the only, like, older black guy around. You're looking at, like, okay, like, my older cousins, like, and it's always with older boys at those ages, teenagers, it's always, like, fast moment things that you're gonna admire as a young youth. So, like, it's only, like, the flashy stuff that you can get from them, you get me? So then understanding, like, later on that, because, like, the boys took me to the shed where there's guns, where there's, you get me? So I saw what it was that made him who he was, you get me? And then you now go sit down in front of the TV and you watch 50 Cent gangster movies. You watch, you get me?
Yeah.
You start seeing, like, a narrative of what it is to be a black man.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you hear about slavery. You see all these things, and it's easy for the mind itself to put, like, a little projection, you get me, of a vision of yourself. Because I was king in my primary school. Like, as in, once my brother's year left, no one could beat me up. So, like, as in, I was running the show, you get me? I'd send the young boys to go shop to rob for us. You know what I'm saying? And this is when I was 12.
Yeah.
So, like, I think my mom started to clock that, these youths they've assimilated into that, like, because, like, my parents' hope was that leaving Nigeria, we'd avoid that. Because you think it's bad here, like, it's dying 16. I probably would have died 13 if I was trying that in Nigeria. You get me? So, like, that gang culture, like, So my mom, I think she realized that, it didn't work. You get me?
I get now why your name is Melanin Militant.
Melanated militant. You know what's funny? Like, I still don't know how, like, as in, I put that there.
Yeah,
like,
I get it now. Your militant mindset.
Oh yeah, like, it's interesting for sure. Yeah,
I get it now. Yeah.
So, my mom looked at us, and I think she clocked that it didn't work. And the worst thing about it is, like, since I've been young, like, you beat me, yeah, and I'll smile at you. You see what I'm saying? So my mom used to not speak to me. She used to fuck me up. You get me? And like to the point where like thick wooden omorugas are getting broke in my head. But I'm not crying. I'm holding it in because I've clocked that there's some sort of satisfaction you're getting beating me and seeing me cry. The same way when I go outside, some sort of satisfaction that those guys get is calling me the N-word and me not doing anything. So my protest at that time, anytime she beat me, I go into my room and cry it off. You get me? But in front of her, holding it all together. So I think what she started realizing, like, this youth here is like stubborn and he likes that violence a lot. You get me? So he can't go to school in this town. So she sent me to where my brother went to boarding school. And when I landed in that boarding school is when I started realizing that, wow, there's more to life. You get me? Like, we were jumping out of bushes. Like, we're like weird. You get me? Yeah. We were weird kids. You get me? Cause like first week boarding school, like there's this hierarchy thing in those secondary schools, those posh white schools. This is honestly where I think, because my thing, I know a lot of gay people. Yeah, I don't know one who hasn't been abused. You get me? So like as in like sexually abused. You get me? And like I have my share of like traumatizing experiences from young, you get me? So I deal with people who have trauma very well. Like I know how to like communicate with people who have trauma, you get me? And because I kind of dealt with my trauma in my life experiences with God, because God truly, like, each and every time he shows himself to me, you get me? I kind of have like a upper hand when it comes to those things, and I can assist people. Like I've noticed that about myself, yeah? So coming into the school and there's this, what would you call that thing? You know when they break you into something? Because you know, like cults do it, fraternities do it. Like, you know, like as in it's
initiation.
Like initiation. There's this hierarchy.
English. My English.
You got it. Come on, out here. I might have to show these to you.
Yeah.
Can the camera even see that?
I think they can, yeah.
All right, we'll talk about the books in a second.
Yeah.
But that culture of initiation, and like, as in what it is, it's there's a word for it.
Yeah, please. That's all I got.
It's not grooming. Grooming is another word for it. We'll use initiation for now. What it does is like, it's letting you know where power is, so you don't challenge authority, yeah? So I walk into the secondary school and 2-3 years come up to me and they're like, nigger. Because none of them, like this 24th, we keep talking about 2024 and all these 21st century stuff, but none of those white kids have ever seen a black kid before.
Yeah.
So it's clear that the world isn't so far gone from times of slavery, you get me? Because when slavery started, it was that you brought black people from Africa to white places, and the Europeans there didn't know what a black person was. Like, okay, they knew I was a human being now because they might see TV and stuff, yeah? But remove all those factors, we're still in the same place where they have no interaction or understanding of who, what, where, why, and how here now. You get me? So he said nigger to me. He's in 3rd year, I'm in 1st year. I'm supposed to just take it on the chin and walk past them. But I don't know any of these things. And even if I did, I care less about any of those things, especially when it comes to my ancestry. You're coming for us? Never. Finish both of them. Like, then 3 more come. Finish 2 of them. And now the 3rd year group is on my brother, because my brother's a year ahead of me, yeah? And my brother said, he warned them before I came. He said that, what you guys, because like my brother's like, as in, he's a very peaceful guy. Lukey won't, if Lukey's to jump out of his skin for you, it's life and death. It's different, you get me? So he doesn't go to those places. He's better at putting things away, you get me? And I've learned a lot of that, like growing up. Now I'm a man, it's different, you get me? But when I was a youth, just see red and we going, you get me? So I remember he was telling me, he told them, he warned, like he warned, because we had, Anu was in the year, in that year, that where those guys were. Lukeman was in that year, and I was in 1st year at that time. So that would have been like the blacks in the school. So he told them, he warned them that like they should be careful about how they speak to me, because like, as in, I won't take it. But they don't get Or why should they be scared of a first year? So after that, one of their girlfriends came up to me and it was like, you think so much of yourself, saying something to me, because I come up to her and where my brother was. I just want to speak to my brother. I looked at her, I said, get your stinking mouth from, you know, when black kids, the way they roast, I was just roasting every single one of them like that. And then she called her boyfriend and her boyfriend tried to beat me up. He got beat up. So every time they send, I'm in first year. So every time they're sending these oldest to beat me up, like they're getting beat up.
Yeah, they're getting smacked up.
Then the 6 years hear about this and I'm black. I'm a target for them now. And they want me. Like, so, but this is the thing, like they come from a culture of something, like as in like, because that school is called Kilkenny College. It's been there since 1458. That's a long time. That's even before slavery, you get me? So that school has, and like if you walk down those halls, there's photos of white families and people that have gone to the school since. All the people in that school, their grandparent went there. So they have a culture. You know what I mean? So the fact that the first thing I bumped into when I entered everything was racism. Just know racism is part of their culture. You get me? And it's a Protestant school, so it's like English Irish. So now the 6 years are targeting me and they're after me. But I didn't know this. They're coming for me one time and I remember I looked at, like as in I was walking into the corridor to get my food in the canteen area. And one of the guys in Anusia looks at me as I'm walking past and he goes, nigger. And this is where everyone eats. The teachers eat here, everyone eats here. I skipped the line, walked up to the place where you get your food, grabbed like 4 cartons of milks, put them in my pockets, walked down to the table. I looked at him. I threw one milk at his head. I threw one milk at the table. I threw another milk in the corner of the wall, yeah? All the teachers started looking like. And I looked at him, I scrammed, I told my lungs, I said, you're gonna regret that. You live in my town. Do you get me? I'm not like anyone here, bro. Like, me and my friends will be outside your house. Bro, his whole demeanor and everything froze. Like, cause he was like their jock in their year. He froze. He didn't know what to do. Cause like everything I said to him, he realized was a fact. And I said to him, like, I was like, if you think, like, as in that, like, you saying, like, that to me is, like, something that, like, gets to me and you can get away, you're wrong. So why choose to have a tiger on your back? Then I left. And the teachers were trying to come after me or whatever. Then they found out what happened. Then that day, 2 of my cousins come to pick me up that Friday. I didn't know they were coming. So as my cousins were coming to pick me up, yeah, somebody had told them that black people had landed on the campus. So you see, this is when you realize, like, white fear of black aggression it's projected like crazy, bro. Do you ever see when they raid like a black person, they come with guns and
that's what's gonna bring me to what I want to like discuss with you, because you weren't on the ground, but you were obviously in the hospital when everything went down after. Yeah. Is that what? Because like I said, that culture night, everyone else was having parties. No one else got raided. Yeah. There was one time, people know what I'm talking about. I remember Burna Boy came here, Vicar Street, just after 2019, I think it was. Yeah, 2019. Me and my brother went, a couple of lads, walk outside. There's Roya fans. It wasn't like, I get it, nights out, because we're losing venues. I was talking to a promoter the other day. We are losing venues. We're having smaller and smaller venues because black people can't book nothing because all the scraps and all, whatever, right? But this one was, Burna Boy, everyone had fun. It was just fresh off Afro Nation, 2019. No one done that. And there's Roya fans outside. What's going on?
Prepared.
But people are banging the head off each other outside 22 on like Unce Night, Red Cows, Diva, whatever it's called now, Hush. But us, it's. I remember one. I don't know if you remember the night where it was New Year's. Remember when the helicopters and all came? Yeah. Helicopter looked 6-star wanted on GTA, bro. You know what I mean, bro? Yeah. So I'm like, what is? And then so
black media.
Yeah, even that night though. Like, what was the story? What was up there that they came in them numbers, bro? That and then obviously they attacked a youth party.
Alright, before we get to Total Vintage and that, we'll look at black media, yeah,
right,
and we'll see how we don't help ourselves when it comes to white violence or aggression against the black community or the perception of a violent black man. Before, in the 60s and the 50s and the 40s, white people created a mimic, a minstrel of what the black character was. You get me? So always like cursing, profanity. They created this because like the segregation was deep. Like you didn't have like what you have today. So this is why we can like actually realize that like racism is good because it's not a thing. Stereotypes are just like how I best learn
You need to
communicating with you. I get to that. So the Jewish Hollywood media, yeah? Because like back in the day, it was basically the people who came to black communities would be Jewish like owners and stuff who owned certain things. So these men came and they would take what they see and put it on the screen. Except back then, black people weren't acting. You weren't like allowed certain roles and certain positions. Like you just wouldn't get those jobs. So you'd have a white man paint blackface and act like if there's a black character. Then they do all this like high jiving and talking like a nigga. Because when white people see us, they're as curious as to what our culture is and who we actually are. But for them to know that, truly, it must come from us. You see? That's why this is very important. Okay. You get me? All these are very important because we don't even know us. So when we don't know who we are, anyone can say who we are. And then when you give us that narration of who we are and we begin to run with it, even though it's a deception of who we are, you can only work with what you're seeing. Like I said before, when we were talking about the gays and then you're like, I don't have to elaborate. You shouldn't have a problem elaborating about who you are because where you are and who you are, all your power and everything God gave you for this life lies there. You get me?
Yeah.
So the whole gangster mantra, the whole black man of violence, because black people, it's not in our spirit to be violent naturally or else called for. You get me? It's not in our spirit to be ignorance. You get me? It's not in our spirit to be like who we are naturally is so resoundingly fully sound. Like we're so 360, like a composite of everything. You get me?
You're spitting what you're saying there. I find them very noble. I find them very noble, bro. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So remember when you said you don't have an ick about anybody in your bone, like because you're satisfied and content within yourself. So the only way to get you out of that position and to weaken your the blessing that God has given you in that melanin,
thank you,
is to draw you from your consciousness. Like when during slavery, give you English, give you a new religion, give you to take away your identity. So the old rich identity that gives you this natural, you get me? Because like although we have all these new layers of identity, at the core you're still the genetic body biology. So you're still good. You get me? But what do you identify with? You get me? So it's very easy for a white police officer to see me with a hoodie. I remember watching Boys in the Hood. Do you get me? And if you look at it like as in, the average white guy isn't on violence. Do you get me? And the average is where you need to meet people at. You get me? So if the average person's fear factor of black people is based off black media and then like, because all the young white boys running around doing all the mad stuff, yeah, it's not projected in media the same way. Can you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why you don't look at like although when a white person walk past them, they're clutching their purse because like they see that flick tracksuit and the scoot and they know you might get nicked, you might get robbed.
You know what you're spitting, bro.
See what I'm saying?
Because I have something in my head, boy. I always say this when something happens, right? Say like, I'll give an example. When people were fighting in Jervis, I don't know what hoods. Don't come for me. I don't care. I don't care about your hoods. Even where I'm from, Tal, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
right?
it's not a hood,
but
bro.
there was niggas fighting in say Jervis. People know what I'm talking about. Then people be on like, look at these animals. Look at them, get them out, blah, blah. But then your local drug dealer is blown up someone's gaff.
Yeah.
You're not going to go on internet there, are you? You're not going to do it because you know you're next then. You get me?
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying, bro. I see what you're saying.
So why would we promote media that's going to stop us from getting... Because we all love that 9 to 5, innit? We all love those pickety jobs that we're getting in the white corporate environment. Why are we also obsessed with media that would give the white man or other cultures an impression that we're ignorant, violent, misogynistic?
I have a question for you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what we need to do is we need to understand what media is, first of all. It's how your people represents their footing, you get me?
See, my question is relates to what you're saying, right? So then, knowing obviously your principles and what you stand on, you must then hate Shade Room or Shade Board as well then.
I don't check it out too much.
No, I don't check them out.
Yeah.
But it's like, it paints us in a...
And it's probably owned by a white Jewish man, you get me?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing, like, as in, like,
I hate them pages, bro.
All these things are owned or propagated. Like, you remember, like, as in hip hop police is a thing. When rap started, like, as in, there was a whole movement versus the conscious rap that was there, and the gangster rap. Now, remember when you were like to me, like, my music, do I like look at it and think, oh, why are people not like coming to it and stuff like that? I know, like, as in, like, there's a lyric I go, back then being bad wasn't good, I was good at it. Now, if you know me, you know me. If you don't, for me to try and project badness is proof that I'm not really bad. You get me? Because bad man know that. You get me? Like, real bad man. The worst guys come off like this. Yeah. Because the feds are watching them. Because, like, you get me? So, like, all that, like, I'm going to shank you down and bro, I'm tired of all of these things. Tired of us. I'm mentally ill. A lot of my mentally fucked. I didn't step out with my WAP. I'm tired of all of these sluts. I'm tired of all of these bills, chills, pills. Tired of ops. I'm tired of fake ass drills. Tired of block. The hood culture, because it used to be bando babies only who experienced that. Like, if you're truly in poverty, white and black, Asian and the rest of us, you get me? Now you grabbed the bando culture and you're putting it in media, and now you got rich kids putting on flick trackies and walking around with knives. You get me? So the unfortunate thing about it, it was for us, like, that they made and promoted that media, but now all their kids are doing it. You get me? Now you can't tell between, like, who's really on that, or else you're on it, and who's, you get me, who's not. You can't, like, differentiate anymore. So it's just everyone's paro and everyone's scared. You get me? So I don't even, like, tell the guy that to invade every single black place every day, bro. I'll be happy. You get me? Because you Nubians need to understand that they're not there to protect you, first of all. You get me?
Yes.
Then second of all, you need to understand that that's how they see you. So we've got to do what? Re-imaging. Because, like, they're only seeing us from Hollywood's lens, the UK's lens. What's black and Irish? That's not what I am. An Irish, Nubian Irish. You get me? What's that? So we have this beautiful opportunity as a media force, Cello, all the Ash, Dongo, Travi, Els, Young Is, Reggie.
Yeah, Officer, all the boys.
The boys. And you know what I even, like, loved the other day when I was looking at some of the guys who are trapping big, and they've all converted to King David. You get me?
Yeah.
So, like, open circle.
That's what they said. They said rap. Who said it? Rap has gone down. Everyone's gone to OC.
But was it rap? Was it rap, or everyone realized that, like, in the trap where you're groomed, as a young youth into thing, and then you're told what authority is, or in the rap game where you're groomed and then you're told how the industry works. You get me? And you have to bend over if you want a contract. You get me?
Right.
In all these places, where even in the church, you know what I'm saying? In all these environments where there's an element of, like, taking advantage of naivety or innocence or purity, you get me? In essence, to twist, turn it, manipulate it, and make it your slave. You get me? We need to take a foot off materialism, because it's only for materialism's sake that everyone's running for all those things. You get me? Intellect will do you so much more. Like, when you can realize that, oh, if I obtain a certain frequency, then those things God will give to me. You get me? Like, I can't even state wealth, because you won't be able to measure the wealth I'll achieve. You get me? But as of everything else that everyone's on, you're going to need to really step into your own essence to even get the blessings God's sending you. You get me? Like, you might have to start being called Goody. You get me? Yeah. It's one of them ones, bro. Like, the Trevor thing, I was little idiot. Come up to Dublin, like, finally I'm out of that boarding school. You get me? Yeah. Now I'm remembering that I'm black. Yeah. Because when I was in Kildare, I was, like, black traveler, you know what I mean? Townie, knacker, you know what I mean? Chilling like that. And I always knew I was black because they'll say nigger. Like Donald Trump, they're conservative to their own culture. They're racist to your face. You get me? But when I was in that school, after I beat a few of them up and they don't say N-word anymore, they all become, you get me? They all become your friend.
I love this guy.
You get me?
Yeah.
And as you're assimilating with friendship, because friendship is a great thing. Like, you're learning about their culture, you're learning about you, Like, anytime I used to have shame bringing any of my friends to my house, because it's smaller than their houses. Like, sometimes dirty, because no one's there to attend the house, because everyone's gone to work or school, you know what I mean? So, like, there's certain, like, bando things I'm trying to, like, keep away from them.
I relate to it, bro. We're all the same, bro.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, as in, like, so, like, because remember the days where you tried to do a comb over? Yep. Remember the days it was ask, it's ask. Correcting your English. you're telling your mom, stop being so loud in public on the phone. You're telling your whole environment and yourself, stop being you.
Yeah.
You're all literally like, the assimilation thing, yeah, with black people is that African culture is dirty. We need to be cleaned to then be legit, to then get 9 to 5, to then, you get me? And then, but what you're not realizing is your soul is literally being dragged out of you. And the further you go into that wilderness, like as in amongst all those people, friends, colleagues, people who we love you, you realize they can't love you. They're not of you, and you're gonna then come back to yours, yeah? So 2018, like as in, it's not, bro, it's just a matter of fact. Water and oil don't mix. It's a matter of fact. It's not discrimination. It's nothing, bro. I still drink water. I'll put oil in my meat when I'm cooking. No homo. You get me? No diddy. You know what I'm saying? So straight up, like, we just have to look at things as they are and be okay with them as they are, instead of trying to, like, because it's for someone's sake that you shouldn't question how far they're pushing integration and homosexuality, or how far they're pushing, like, the mixing of cultures of these. It's in the Bible, bro. Like, if you read it, like, you'll see what's really going on. You can avoid those pitfalls. You get me? But yeah, man. 18.
No, love for that, man. And I really love your, like I said, I see myself as a freedom fighter, bro. Even what's happening in, like, Congo, Palestine, Sudan, just around the world, bro. And you see the machine that is making I'll say this with chest. I don't give a shit. This is season 1 vibes. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I see a lot of the problems where us black people have to take responsibility as well, because obviously I have friends where even your cousin, Cardo, he's always on the TL, bro, going mad. Nigerians are stupid. Yeah, he has a big problem.
Wait, Keanu?
Cardo, your cousin Cardo. Ricardo.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you shortened it to Cardo.
Cardo, because that's what we call him on the TL. Sorry.
Nah. He's on Twitter, yeah?
Yeah.
Don't
he's always going,
guy,
no, but he's obviously
been
how corrupt, like, the Nigeria is and blah, blah. But I feel like, for me, when you really deep the essence of, like, what's wrong in the world, it's white people, bro.
Oh, no, stop.
Fuck the world up, bro.
I'll do you one.
Yeah, go on.
It's black people. Because you're not being who you're supposed to be. Now, that's why the world's off balance. If you're who you're supposed to be, everything's aligned, yeah?
Okay, you say that.
Now watch this. No.
Go on.
I can violate you, yeah? You have a choice to make. Those decisions are yours. You see what I'm saying? The autonomy to make the right decision is yours. If you decide to take the shin and turn around with it, and maybe down the line plan for the greatest vengeance anyone has ever seen, sharp guy. If you decide to leave it and shrug off and walk away, sharp guy too. If you decide to confront it, sharp guy. But the decisions are yours. Now, if you, after I violate you, you go to me, what should I do now, bro? You're giving back, like, I've kicked the ball in your court and you're rolling it back to me to tell me to kick it to you, to tell you how to kick it. That's the problem with black people. Our culture is like, we know, because if we
are you saying this in relation that we're not fighting back?
Fight? How do you fight though? First of all, you have to accept truths. You hear me? We're not fighting back because we don't care about what happened to our ancestors, first of all, which is a spit on them and a shame to every single person out here. It's a shame because it's still happening to your cousins, your brothers and your sisters in Africa right now.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's more than, it's not even in the past, it's now. You hear me? And what they're doing now is worse than ever, bro. They're using biochemistry,
bro, there's
water,
kids,
everything to poison you.
I'll talk about my country, right? Congo, yeah?
Elon Musk,
there's
Congo.
Kids, my daughter's age, bro, that are working mines right now so we can have phones, planes, these Teslas and all, bros. And that's all I'm saying. I'm just like, and obviously even what's happening in Palestine and all now, and it's like, because I never knew, growing up, I always knew America as a superpower, obviously England, obviously we know the United Kingdom, what they've done around the world. But, excuse my ignorance to people or whatever, but it's like, I was like, Israel. Where the fuck
is Israel?
But then it's like, it's America, bro. Do you get me?
Is it America?
No, it is.
What's America? America's a company.
Apparently they have Intel on America. That's why America...
Oh, yeah, Jeffrey Epstein, for sure.
Yeah, they have Intel on America. That's why America doesn't...
P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Don't worry, but see, these are the things, yeah? Because as far as it goes, yeah, with that situation, like, we've all known. Because they come to us. You need to get anything done, black people have to be involved. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's murder... It's Kai hire, if it's this.
Black people built the White House.
Black people are everywhere, you get me? So our information, like, as in, because, like, for me, it's funny, like, Kanye said something on the Jews, yeah. Then he said a few more things. Then, because obviously he's in those high places where they get information before it trickles down, yeah. So when some people are saying certain things, you're looking at it like, highly. Then the guy stops saying stuff. He chills. A year goes past. It's kind of quiet. Boom, Palestine, Israel. Boom, this, that. Boom, this. And now you're seeing like, as in like, things that were proclaimed from behind the curtains. You get me? Now you're actually seeing like, as in the curtains are open. Now you can see what it is. You get me? Because like you said, like Israel, superpower out of where for a while? Where did it start? You get me? So then like anytime you talk about colonialism, just bring the British into it. You get me? Like we're in Ireland, Nigeria. The British came to Nigeria. You get me? Okay, so when you do your research, because like it's interesting if people do read, like as in if anyone's, I'm tired of people posting on social media and pretending like they're interested in these things. You get me? Because
like the Free Palestine and stuff like that.
Bro, even the black squares for black people on after George Floyd or any of those things. Were like, just tell me you have FOMO.
I think
you get me,
Malik. I think it's harsh to say that because
no, bro. Watch this.
Go on. Everybody
needs to be an activist now. Everybody needs to love gays broski. Now. Okay, everybody needs to love blacks now. Any one of you hardcore racist, continue being hardcore racist. I love you. Big up yourself. I am a nigger to you and I will never change. I will continue to fight for my people. You should hate me as hard as you can hate me. If that's the problem for you, I'm sorry. You get me? I'm not trying to convert racists, bro. Do you get me?
Okay.
I'm not trying to okay, let's go to Jesus Christ, yeah? In the Bible, when it speaks about when Christ will land, yeah? He's coming for his flock. He's coming for his people. You get me? He's not coming to anyone who hasn't got up with the motto by now. The Kalashnikov is coming anyways. You get me? Like, the culling of the idiots by God is happening. So whether or not, like, as in, like, I can save you through your ignorance, like, as in, I offer it, like, as in, I offer a hand. You shouldn't be racist, bro. It doesn't benefit you. You're limiting yourself from a lot of experiences. Do you know what jollof rice is? Do you know what? Like, do you know what African biak is? You don't know. You're missing out on a few things. You get me? But I'm happy to have more jollof rice. I'm happy to have more African girls with me. You get me? Let's leave certain things to be. You get me?
I hear you.
You can't. You won't enter the gay community and start preaching. Like, as in, if you want to, you can. But you're gonna have something. You're gonna counterflow, and so that's what I'm saying. So, like, I feel like we need to be like okay with things as they are, as long as we charge the game where we are. You get me? So, like, when that whole vintage thing happened, there, I thank God for my I thank God for my angel shouting her out now, yeah, cause I was with. You get me?
Yeah, you weren't there.
Yeah, I wasn't there, and like by my angel, it's not like I'm saying like this is somebody that I'm romantic with, yeah. But God just so had it that I was with that person at that day, at that time. Cause bro, I won't lie to you. If I look at it, that was the day I could have got shot. You get me? If I look at it, that was the day that I was supposed to be gone. You get me? Cause culture night, you're coming to a place where like, because if you think about what the creatives are, yeah? Creatives are youths who have a quirky experience, yeah? So, like, I'm a bit on the spectrum. I know that, yeah? All spectrums, bro. I'm not going to lie to you, bro.
Yeah.
But genetically, my body's able to handle that spectrum. You get me? So, amen. Amen, because not everyone's blessed for that. So, when you see creative places and those places that you have multiculturalism, what you're looking at is you're looking at a lot of black sheep who've come together. You get me? And they become the voices for the united humanity. You get me? That's what art is. You get me? It's how we express culturally who we are, yeah? And like as in from our spirits, yeah? So you've gone to a place where former victims are now, because like some of them are victims, like some of them are a bit lost, some of them have identity crisis, you get me? And you're pillaging them, you get me? What there on culture night? So culture night being, someone should give me the definition of culture. Because if it was that culture was exclusively to Irish people, then seeing black and Irish people mixing together on that day and you saying, no guys, you guys can't be together, today's just an Irish Heritage Day, I get it. But culture night being the night where all cultures are supposed to celebrate culture, that culture at Tola Vintage is for those black sheep, you get me? Because it's not actually a black thing. It's not actually a white thing. It's not actually... Because the only reason it'll make it black is because Ayuba's black. And that's ownership. You see what I'm saying? So maybe there's a problem with black ownership and him being allowed to throw on things from his location, yeah? Because I don't know if the problem could have been with the diverse crowd, you get me? Or maybe it is also, maybe there's like members of Ogarda Shekana who wants things segregated, you get me? And them, man, need to definitely, because even now, the apology they gave isn't an apology, because you can't apologize to the people and expect the people to announce the apology for you. You need to announce that apology.
Apologize the same way you disrespected.
I'm happy they haven't, because they haven't. They've left the door open for us to continue the discourse.
And that's why the girl in my job was even saying, was like, look at even the apology they gave. All that shouting and screaming and look.
Do you know? You're not just shouting. They're hitting girls. You're pushing girls downstairs. You're pushing people. Like the risk of someone like being fatally injured or facing like sentences. Because if anyone done what the guides done that night to a guider, you'd have solutions.
They're almost doing. Remember the riots?
Yeah,
they're almost doing it.
Yeah. Those are Irish natives.
That's what I'm saying.
But this one thing I'll say about respect native people, yeah, because if you're in Ibadan or in Lagos, Nigeria, yeah, police will shoot natives, yeah. So respect the fact that police here respect their natives. You get me? I have no problem with like Irish people like having racism, basically like giving their own an upper hand versus those who aren't their own. You get me? But let's call it what it is. You see what I'm saying? So that then me as not your own doesn't expect to be, you get me, when I know I'm actually going to, you know what I'm saying? Because we're deceiving our children, we're deceiving all ourselves, expecting equality. Equality does not exist. You get me? The only equality that exists is the equilibrium that God gave you all, which is that as long as you're on earth, there's abundance. You get me? Like there is actually no scarcity. Scarcity is created by like corporations for demand, supply and demand, bro. I used to do them. You get me? Locally on the streets.
This brother.
But like, bro, when we get that, then we start to work better, bro. Because once I realized that, because like I was gonna be a businessman, I was gonna play rugby for Ireland. When I went to boarding school, like I said, they all became my friend eventually. Now, better when they were my enemy. You get me? Cause I still knew myself. But when they became my friend and I was the minority, this is why minority is interesting, amongst the majority, you assimilate. And in that assimilation, I nearly forgot myself. 18 years old, going to secondary school. I remember, I was like, oh, we're graduating now. And I started looking around at all my friends and all the guys that were around me. And I was like, oh, you own a castle, like as in, you're chilling, like as in, you guys do this. And I started realizing something. None of these people are from where I'm from or have to face the tomorrow I'm going to have to face. None of them will have to face it with me. My family will. And then the other Nigerians in the community around me will. You get me? As we progress into this first generation experience. You get me? So I was like, I'm not trying to be involved. I was like, I'm not trying to be involved. You get me? And then it started sinking into me that like, as in like, I enjoyed white culture so much. You get me? Like, as in, I enjoyed the moments of being able to like run around on someone's acres of land and party with these kids, and we're all drinking and doing this like white get wasted kind of stuff. And I was like, whoa, this is life, yeah. But it wasn't my life. Now that's the problem with us Africans. Like, Africa is so broke up, everything looks so hopeless that we don't believe that there's any point in being all the way us and starting from the bottom, yeah. Even though we're not at the bottom ever, we're still at the top always. You get me? So we see it as a pointless endeavor. So instead, let me go adopt another culture. Let me go adopt another spirit, another God. You get me? Like, as in, it's eugenics. We're going to kill ourselves out, but never that, because God loves you too much. What God has ordained with us is like, it's a different kind of luck, bro. Like that covenant that he made with Abraham and them man, bro. It's a different one.
Abraham and them man is crazy.
Bro, those are, and that's what I'm saying, like, as in, because when you start to realize that, like, oh, the Bible's based in Africa, the Europeans came to Africa looking for the lost tribe. You get me? Weren't really lost. They just migrated because of situations that were occurring. They knew that that tribe was rightfully so under God's law to be enslaved. You get me? They did what they did. And with some Africans and some African leaders, you get me? And some African families and dynasties who are still like amongst us, you get me? They all ushered in something that had never existed before, you get me? Which was like that this humanoid became commodity, you get me? So like in a way, because slavery before wasn't the slavery that we're akin to. Slavery before was like servitude. If you read the Bible, yeah, you see that like Abraham had slaves. They'll say that this guy had slaves, this guy had slaves. but you see the way they treated the slaves, and after a while, the slave could take a plot of their land, have his family there, and this kind of thing. You get me? So it was more like landlord and tenants. It's more like feudalism. You get me? It wasn't buy a nigger, sell one, get one free. You get me? So there's a few things that we need to study and understand, and then we'll see why the slavery that occurred to the Negroes from Negro land had this lasting impact where your identity is in crisis. Because that identity is the most important thing. When that identity goes back to those people in the Bible and you realize the birthright. Because remember when you said, where did Israel become so superpower? What birthright are they claiming?
Yeah.
Okay. So like people will say,
I get you.
Because Kanye was trying to talk about that, you get me? And that's what like music industry, fashion industry, these are things of culture. Can you see? So like it's so important for white people to be in those industries with us to direct how we view our culture and to continue to make sure I'm in tracksuits instead of
the traditional clothes. Yeah. So, I get you, bro.
Because that will remove my power from me. I can't claim an inheritance or a birthright that I don't even want. I'm the prodigal son right now. You get me? So until my my daddy sees me take this off, I can't take ownership of what's mine. You get me? And spiritually as well, the implications are crazy. Because when you realize that, like, because like, okay, from Trevor to Malik, yeah, that's the journey that we're about to finish now. Because Trevor was like this city rat that came from the country and I was enjoying city life, yeah. Do whatever you want under this alias, basically. Then I realized that, oh, this character here almost led me to jail. Malik, who's this versus who your mother raised you to be? Because what happens as an African when you're born, yeah? The village, yeah? And the elders and all the people that are around you, yeah? Like, as in those who love you and are directly in your life, like above you, they give you a name that's going to tell you your life path. Your name is your life path, yeah? Now, what we don't realize is when someone calls, okay, watch, let me think of something I could do. If I say, yo, can I get that hat for a second? And can I have your hat?
Want my hat?
Yeah. All right. Can you see the way that's worked? Okay, with words, look at where the hat is now. You see what I'm saying? So we've manifested something, a new reality, yeah? So words are very important because what we say, then there's an order that has to physically happen. You get me? Something has to do. You get me? Usually when they say actions speak louder than words. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because words that are not backed by action doesn't do anything, yeah? So imagine if your name spiritually has your life path, but all your life people are calling you a name that doesn't associate itself with your life. Now in manifestation, you're not hearing your life path, you get me? So you're kind of off. Because Trevor is the one who'll do those things. The name my parents gave me would never, because my parents and those people know who I am. You know what I mean? Because God, when God gave me to them, he gave that name. You get me? That's how Africans, this is our core beliefs, you get me? And not only is it a belief, it's very interesting. You see where people do all those star signs, those numbers and stuff?
Please.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Because principles, yeah? Principalities. The Bible speaks about principalities and things that are forever existing, things that you can't change. So you look at shapes, numbers, and colors, yeah?
Yeah.
Those are things that, like, as in, we can see everywhere. That, like, you know when like tech guys, yeah? They do like FIFA. Imagine those guys that are gridding FIFA. When they put the boxes on like the basic grid from like the white nothing to start creating a world, you need the basics first. You get me? So from the basics, you can get then the whole reality. So principalities or principles matter so much in life to the point where one has to be one. Boy has to be boy. You get me? Yellow has to be yellow. Okay? Regardless of if in Japanese they say for yellow, when we all see it, we know yellow. Because then it works you get me? It works in the reality. It allows the things that we want to happen when we communicate to manifest. So that's why it's so important, in my opinion, that from Trevor, I realized that I'd gotten to a point, the guys grabbed me basically. And I woke up, you get me? And when they grabbed me and I woke up to who and how the guards even got to me. You get me? I then even woke up to like there's a lot of things that are happening around you that because of your childhood trauma or how you're viewing yourself, how you're deciding to live life right now to satisfy other people, that you're not realizing. You get me? So first of all, sit with yourself, your real name, your real ancestry, your real story. If you don't know it, find it. Because like you're a book, bro. The more you read into yourself, the more you understand where you're supposed to be and where you're supposed to go.
Nah, I appreciate you, Malik, man, because it's a lesson in, obviously, when you asked me, like, you asked me a question and I was a bit blank. I forgot the question you asked me, but, and obviously it is important to know you and know yourself, bro. Do you get me? And even, I don't think, like, even I'm 31, obviously, man saying, like, I was there at the Vietnam War and all. But like I always think you're still evolving and still learning about things. Even being a parent, bro, like
first time.
My daughter is gonna be 14 next year. That's the first time I'm gonna be raising a teenage girl, bro. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's gonna be coming different. Do you know what I mean?
There you go.
Where like the other day, like obviously she's having time in a month and all now.
Yeah.
I'm still very like, but I have to have these conversations where, do you know what I mean? You're constantly developing. Then my son, from when he's born, I remember, I don't know if it was Mendoza that said it on his pod. You're raising a young man, bro. It's not a baby you're raising. You're raising a man. So obviously there's things that even I'm very poor at, Malik.
Yeah.
Very poor.
There you go.
Self-control in the sense of like, you know, anger.
Yeah.
I need to be calm of this, that and that. I need to be an example for him.
There you go.
And this is where I need to start developing. And this is where church
it's always
helped,
you first.
OC has helped. The good book has helped.
Yeah.
Where I was talking to Zed about it. I was talking to Brunel about this. Sorry, shout out Brunel. You have to be very humble on your walk, bro.
Okay.
Where it says in the Bible, no, you read your verse of the day. One verse I read one morning was just talking about like about turning through the cheek and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
no, don't turn the cheek, bro. Smack back. If you turn the cheek, turn it that way.
But the word is telling you to turn the cheek. You have to be humble. Do you get me?
Like this is what I'm saying. Like I'm not advocating Christianity, European Christianity. Yeah.
Right.
I'd advocate ancient Christianity for sure, you get me?
Yeah.
Or ancient Islam or anything that happens.
Oh, the old, because the old ones were on go, were on smoke.
This before slavery, bro. You hear me? Like I feel like everybody forgets that like there was a time where you were not a human being. You see what I'm saying? No Irish, no blacks, no dogs.
Yeah.
If to the point they could do that, what would make you think that? Throw me a pen, I'll write right now, scratch God out all this, yeah? And if the next, because this is about age, yeah? If I kill, yeah, all the 50-year-olds in your village and keep everyone from 50 under, this is genocide. This is what they actually practice, like as in white British. This is what they did in Africa. So you kill everyone with knowledge from anything from 50 years old above, and then say the 50 to 45 or 50 to 30 years old, yeah? We put them together and we tell them now, like, we're going to all put you guys into positions, but any one of you who tries to speak about anything from the old times, to enlighten the children about anything of the old times will die. And you better speak English, you get me? So now there's this new culture that they're trying to usher in, you get me? Those kids will never know anything about anything that any of their ancestry knew from anyone past 50, you get me? So reality is like vast. You can say anything to children and it is, you get me? So not that the Bible is tainted or ever can be tainted, because the way God works is that everything's happening is the book. So it's not just about the book itself. It's about like as in time, space, and now, as in and then and tomorrow, forever. So there's no way to actually taint this, because this is what the law is based off. Before, like when police bring you to court, like the court system is based off the morality of God. You get me? The King of England.
That's why they have you swearing in and stuff.
This is how you know God is real. I'm basically trying to show people that like God has never left Earth. God runs Earth, and based off what you do in your life, you get what you get. You get me? But that's why we got what we got as an ancestry, because our ancestors were literally like them and our angels, but they fucked up too many times. You get me? So like you had to be brought to past the point. It's not even a human. You're not even a human. And now from there you'll rise again. You get me? But that's why, like I'm saying, like as in, you read all of these books, like as in if you can read the Bible and the Quran, yeah. The reason I do this, I don't think no one has to do what I do. You see, remember we're talking about studying yourself, yeah. So the reason I took these two books is this is what they gave my ancestors, yeah, the oppressors, yeah. Now, what they couldn't do is invent it, because we're the ones who invented it, yeah. So it's not that these two things I have to abandon, yeah. I just have to know from my inception with them what they were trying to imply, when it comes to like making me weak and docile, and what God has implied when it comes to who I am and how strong I am, you get me, and why I should fear no one, you get me. So I read those two because my mom is a Christian, so my mom's side of the family is Christian, and my dad's side of the family is Islam. So when I was like looking at myself as an avatar, because I think you man get so involved in like games and all these stuff, you guys would dolly up your characters on the game, you pay this one for the Fortnite skin and stuff, but you don't know about your family, you don't know about yourself. It's wrong, you get me? You need to know the meaning of your surname, the meaning of your grandpa's surname, the meaning of your grandma's surname, who your parents were, what they did. These are the things that will tell you what you already have. You get me? Before you start even going on your journey. So when I read these two books, I'm looking at my, like, I mean, those sides of my families, yeah? Then, like, as in, there's other things you can read, like, as in, like, you know what I mean? Things that actually help you, like the power of geography, yeah? Because, like, what is it to be in locations where you are a minority or you are a majority? What is it like? What's economy? What's politics? What are all these fundamental things that create society, and why are they important? Why is it so important that we pay tax to the government for them to do roads and, you know what I mean? Why all these things that you live in, all these like the basics, you need to know them, you get me? So like as in disconnect from BS for a second and get them, you get me? Now it's very interesting because this book is new. I haven't actually started reading this one, yeah? But I've been diving into this myself, like Yoruba. Yoruba is actually only like, it's a new word for us. Anago would be an older way of actually saying who we are. So it's interesting that when I get into this book now, I know what guys, and I'll be walking and moving a bit different, you get me? But so from here, because like we were natives, you get me? In the Bible, when God made Adam and Eve, who are they? Adam and Eve were in Christianity, they were not in church, but they had the best experience any human has ever had. Do you get me? Of heaven. That's the top. They were naked amongst abundance, you get me? And God was there communicating with man. So like like you can't, do you know what I mean?
You can't have a better experience.
From that, it's the fall. Yeah. You get me? Yeah. So since that, like as in it's the fall. So like I definitely don't tell people that, oh, you're going to hell if you're not doing this or you're doing this and that, yeah? But when you read these things and then you see like from God's like inception to man to what he's doing for us to come back from our fall, yeah? You see the story of Jesus, yeah? And now this is why Jesus is amazing, yeah? Because Jesus is, or Yeshua, yeah? Or Esu, I think. Because when I read Yoruba culture, you'll find out that, like, I think the Yoruba, this is something I'm not too sure. I probably shouldn't say that and I'll leave it. So when you're reading anyways, yeah, the story of Jesus, and you're seeing the immense power he got just from proclaiming God. Can you see something? So the same way the immense power the king will get from claiming his right to rule through God, the same way the court systems can put you in prison because you're going against God law. Yeah. So the same way, like before, gays used to be killed. You get me? Gay people. This is why I definitely do have respect for gay people, like as in and as in love, because my opinion is a gay person is created through abuse or trauma. Yeah, my opinion. We can argue. I have a lot of friends, you get me, who have experiences and like as in experiences that we've like divulged and looked at, you get me? And I've come to conclusions that when they were put under this circumstance, the same way when I was put into that kiss with the transgender person, every second girl I saw traumatically could have been a guy, you get me? So there's something that can happen to your mind and it's very malleable, you get me? So like sometimes, like I've been with girls who've been raped, yeah? And when speaking to these girls, it's interesting what you find out, yeah? That there's certain things that were done to them in that situation that they now enjoy. You see what I'm saying? Mm. Now, is that something we understand fully though? Not yet. No. Because we don't have these conversations, you get me? So there's a wearing of trauma, you get me? And like, because now it's kind of like identity. You think it's part of you. Like you can't let go of that moment that someone abused you, fulfill what's supposed to happen with that path, and then let it go. Instead, it's stuck on you.
Do you know what? That's it. That is a big conversation. We don't have time. Like we need to wrap up now. Yeah, but there is something there that even pertains to my own life, where it's like trauma bonding. Yeah, where a person is not used to someone being nice. They're used to someone like, and they run back to that. Do you know what I mean? Where someone's being like, you know, Prince Charming, they don't want that. You get me? They want I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
Because I think what it is, it's like, you're comfortable with what you know. You fear what you don't know. White police seeing black guys.
Yeah.
It's easy to like, we need the guns out here. We need the garrison. Fucking 50 niggers standing in one corner, Gaza. You get me? So like, I don't blame anyone who doesn't understand. Like, as in, that's what like fear is actually the lack of fear is when you don't know something. In my opinion,
yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, cause like you don't know the outcome, you're fearful. Like, this is why everyone should fear God, is because that's the all that you'll never know. You know what I'm saying? That's the all that you'll never know, but you always know. It was a very interesting concept, interesting being, interesting reality. You get me? Like that God is so omnipotent and so evident that you could believe he's not real. That's weird. Because what's happening when you're not in God, you get me, is that it's because you're not practicing it. A lot of us preach God. Like, even me, bro, I'm a harlot, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I know this about myself. Like, as in, like, I have, like, but like, as I said, like, those traumatic experiences, yeah, you do certain things to, like, relive them and, like, see them in ways where you think, what could I have done? How am I fulfilling, like, myself? Because it's, like, the spirit needs to be fulfilled in life paths. You get me? Like, that's what we're doing here. Like, we're all literally fulfilling our spirit. So we gather, like, a composite of, like, knowledge that we didn't have before, you get me? So, man.
Nah, man, Malik, you are definitely one of the most interesting person I've ever spoken to. And I like, because the direction I'm going with this podcast, I need to have variety, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to have, man came up here with books. I appreciate that.
I appreciate
and I want
bro.
people like, they're loving what I'm doing so far, like the diversity of the guests and stuff like that. And it's definitely like, it probably won't be for everyone. I probably won't do Emmy numbers or I won't do Fabulous numbers, entertainment. But whoever is going to actually sit down and listen to what I hear a lot what you're saying, or dissect a lot what you're saying, especially when you said about the racist thing where you're like, no, hey, I'm not trying to make you like me, bro. This is who I am.
You see,
that's what I mean. That's why I hear my colleague where it's like, bro, why are you trying to make them like you? Do you get me? I was having this I don't know who I was having this conversation where it's like, that's what they hate, like, you know, token gesture stuff where they get the blackface in. All it is racism. It's all just tell us about our trauma to get white people to like us. You to feel sorry for us.
So
why should we be doing that?
Because it's a money maker. It's an industry. Activism is an industry. All of these guys are fake, bro. All the like pastors are an industry. Activism is an industry. Military is an industry. Politicians are an industry. Everything is about like to a degree it's money that they're looking for. You get me? Because if you get Malik and a racist, that's gonna be a sexy conversation. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Entertaining. That's
what you see Piers Morgan's on Central.
It's not. There you go. But the good thing about it is, although these discourses are interesting, if we can focus on the fact that they're discourses, no actions are being taken. No one's dying from words. And these words are bringing us closer to truths. If we allow the discourse to flow with unbiased, you get me?
Yeah.
And like as in the proper environment, like those Piers Morgan things, like everyone's truly seeing
I watch them walk, they're interesting. It gets me through like a bit of walk.
Yeah.
But nah, Malik, because of time and we have our pastor here, he's go night vigil. Usually what I do at the end, I get my guest now to ask me a question. So any question you have for me, I know you're gonna ask me an interesting one.
I hope I have an interesting question.
Yeah, man. Anything you want to ask me before we wrap up?
Okay.
Don't forget to plug the good mother as well at the end.
Hold up the bag for the man then. Hold up the bag for the man then.
Hold out Mama She. The good Mama She.
Catch that. Hold that up as well, bro.
Thank you, brother.
T-shirt.
Thank you so much, bro.
I almost forgot. These comments
my gifts.
Man, shout out the location as well for sure, because we're opening up at the restaurant in Tala.
Yeah. Go ahead, man. Yeah, of course. I didn't want to. The other day I was talking to friends, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let Malik do his thing on the podcast. So he's opening up here. I was saying, right, Anu's Kitchen, they're fucked. They're in trouble.
Oh no, God forbid.
And Heritage. No, bro. They have. I won't say but very poor. Heritage are in trouble as well. But go ahead. But what's your question?
Are you worried about raising your kids in Ireland? And if so, what are the major things you think a community needs so those worries are alleviated? Ooh, our community, not a community.
That's a deep one. Oh. Yes and no. Because for the best part, Ireland, like, okay, say I have a son, right? Bro, I'd hate to grow up. Like, there was a rapper I seen yesterday. He has a 14-year-old friend, little something, that was killed, bro. And he's putting up on his Instagram, Yeah, bro. He's put up on Instagram.
In Dublin?
No, in Ireland, in America.
Okay.
So we don't really have that here too tough. Do you get me? So it's safe for him. Like you go up if you're gonna play football. My daughter's in gymnastics now. I went through the ranks playing TDSL football. Like, you know, it's calm here. So I'm not really worried about him here growing up in Ireland. You could ask you a better question. That question is too.
No. Because I feel like, as in,
look, if I flipped that on you, would you worry about if you had children growing up here in Ireland?
No. Let's do this.
Okay.
Are your kids going to permanently be in Ireland, or are you ever gonna bring them to Africa?
Oh, better. Right, grand.
Right.
So here's the thing. I want to go to Congo next year, because obviously I haven't been back. I've never been there, but I want to go there because obviously, especially like the boys, I've been back home obviously for weddings and stuff, and I'm seeing, I'm like, right, give me that kind of oomph to kind of go back. But obviously I want my daughter especially to see where her grandparents come from. Do you get me? So obviously I don't mind bringing her because she's big, but I don't know about my boys so far.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I didn't want to bring them to Africa yet.
Yeah, don't worry. I promise Africa gonna be lit in the future. All of them are gonna enjoy. So. Kings and queens. That's what they'll be. Yeah. Kings and queens.
So yeah, no, definitely. I'm gonna bring my kids there, especially my daughter, but just to kind of like, because obviously that whole shut your mouth thing, it stems from like, I'm not trying to blame white people fully, but like white people not really having that kind of like principles of like, you don't talk to your mother like that. You don't talk to your father like that. You get me? So
it's just culture. Culture's different.
Yeah, and then obviously appreciating, like, you know, looking at other kids and be like, you're crying that sometimes you can't get your phone or you can't the goose check it. These people just want clean water. Yeah. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because it's a culture shock, bro.
No, I can't wait. Because like, as in there's conversations, I'd love to like, as in, because I'm gonna start podcast as soon as we get that location going. You know what I mean? Bro.
Yeah. Your thing is gonna be a deep. People like you, Jafaris and all, you're gonna have to sit there and really either be a podcaster or be a good listener. You get me?
Screaming,
but bro, anything else? Last words. I'll give you the floor. You need to say before we dip out here, man. Any advice you got for anybody about finding their identity, about going home? Corporate life, whatever.
I say in life, be interested in yourself. You get me? And don't like, as in, I feel like there's this consistent, because like we did it to ourselves, where don't be equal, be great. Just be you. You get me? Do you know what I mean? Don't stop, because when I was younger, anytime I enter a certain room, you see where I'm like expressing myself now. I've been known I'm intelligent. You get me?
Yeah.
But it's easier not to show that. You get me?
Yeah.
Because haters will hate. You get me?
Yeah.
People will question it. People will not like it because it takes away from them and their opinion, you know?
Yeah.
But it's what I'm saying, like, as in, you can't walk anyone else's path, you get me?
Yeah.
Allow people to feel, do, and be who they are as long as you're being you get me? So you really just have to sit in yourself because God gave you that seat. That's your anointing. You know what I'm saying? So sit there, and if you need questions, go to the big man. Like, go to him, like, as in, literally use your words, use your silence, use your humility. Like, use your accountability for your action and ask for some guidance, ask for a sign. And when you see it, because this is the problem with us, God really be answering. I've seen so many girls we talk about recently. I want this man. God gives them the man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't like him. I want this job. God gives them. People aren't deep in how deep it is that God is real. You know what I'm saying? And you actually have God there, bro. This morning, I was going to beat my meat, bro. I was gonna beat my meat. And like, the thing about it, as I know there's an energy siphon from it. You get me? So I know my manifestation throughout my day will be different.
How do we get it?
I know. But that's what I'm saying. Like those little things you do, are the differences between God being able to give you, or you being able to not God give it. He gives it, but are you able to see it or not? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like, bro, it may seem messed up, but like I said to you, like the same with that situation. I could give you many situations where when I start my day, to when I end my day, I see all of the beautiful blessings, manifestations, opportunities, but I know how I'm moving within it. You get me? So like, if we can actually start to like, once you take yourself seriously, bro, master yourself. Like, as in, everyone talk about YOLO, I've got one life, so I'm gonna sell myself and make money and then go to Dubai and get shot on and make more money and then finally like myself and have money. Bro, I promise you can achieve that in a more straight line. You get me? But just first of all, before you start that journey, sit with yourself. You get me? Take yourself. You're an interesting person. Every single human being is an interesting person. That's why I hate none of you. I love you all, and I can take my time doing what I do for community. Still, you jar me out though.
Yeah, Malik, pleasure, man. Thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe, and follow the good man. Follow Mama She, all of that good stuff. Thank you so much for that. Yeah,
bro.